The Galactic Council had seen many species rise and fall across the millennia, but none had provided such entertainment as the humans. From the tiny world they called Earth, Ambassador Zexthul of the Dominion clicked his mandibles in amusement as he reviewed the latest intelligence reports from the Sol system. A single planet, he mused to his aide, orbiting an unremarkable yellow dwarf, population barely reaching 8 billion. And they dare request membership in our council? The aide, a nervous Ketheri with twitching antennae, shuffled the data tablets. The preliminary scans show they've only just achieved faster-than-light travel, Your Excellence. Their vessels are primitive. Fusion-based propulsion, kinetic weapons, nuclear warheads. Quite crude. Zexthul's laugh resonated through the chamber like grinding stone. The Dominion controlled 17 star systems, each housing worlds that dwarfed the humans' homeworld. Their smallest battlecruisers stretch 50 kilometers from bow to stern, powered by harvested stellar cores and armed with reality-warping weapons that could fold space itself into a weapon. Schedule them for the demonstration, Zexthul commanded. Let them see what real galactic power looks like. Perhaps they'll scurry back to their little rock and spare us further comedy. 3 months later, the human delegation arrived at Proxima Station, the Council's seat of power. Captain Sarah Chen led the modest group of 12 diplomats and military observers aboard their flagship, the UES Defiance, a mere 800 meters of steel and ceramic armor that looked like a child's toy beside the kilometer-long alien vessels docked nearby. Welcome, humans. Zexthul's voice boomed through the station's translators as he towered over Captain Chen in the Grand Assembly Hall. The chamber itself could have housed Earth's largest cities, its walls displaying real-time feeds from across the galaxy. How quaint that you finally joined us. Captain Chen stood unfazed, her dark eyes taking in the spectacle with calculated calm. Thank you for the invitation, Ambassador. We're eager to contribute to galactic peace and prosperity. The assembled delegates from dozens of species chittered, buzzed, and roared with laughter. The crystalline Vorthak chimed like breaking glass. The gas giant dwelling leviathans rumbled like distant thunder. Even the usually stoic machine race constructs flickered their optical sensors in what passed for amusement. Contribute? Zexthul spread his forearms wide. Child species, you inhabit a single world barely 12,000 kilometers wide. The smallest of our mining colonies processes more resources in a day than your entire planet produces in a year. What could you possibly offer? Captain Chen smiled, an expression that somehow didn't reach her eyes. Perhaps we could discuss that after we've seen this demonstration you've prepared. The demonstration was the Council's traditional welcome for new species, a display of overwhelming military might designed to establish the proper hierarchy. Zexthul led the human delegation to the observation deck as the Dominion's Third Fleet arranged itself in formation. 50 capital ships, each bristling with weapons that could crack planets. Behold, Zexthul gestured to the viewport showing empty space. The power of a true galactic civilization. The fleet opened fire on a barren moon, weapons that manipulated gravity and time itself, reducing the satellite to constituent atoms in seconds. The display continued for an hour, showcasing technologies that violated physics as humans understood it. Impressive, Captain Chen nodded politely. Your mastery of exotic matter manipulation is quite advanced. And now you understand your place. Zexthul clicked with satisfaction. One world, 8 billion souls against our thousands of systems and trillions of citizens. Return to your Earth, little humans. Perhaps in a few millennia you'll have grown enough to truly join us. Captain Chen's smile grew wider, and for the first time it touched her eyes. Actually, Ambassador, I think there's been a misunderstanding. You see, you're quite right. Earth is small, terribly cramped, really. That's why we left. The chamber fell silent. Even the Leviathan's rumbling stopped. I'm sorry? Zexthul's mandibles clicked nervously. Oh yes, Captain Chen continued conversationally. Earth was our birth world, but we outgrew it centuries ago. Did you really think 8 billion people could advance to faster-than-light travel while confined to a single planet? That's adorable. She gestured to her aide, who activated a holographic display. Commander, show them the real Sol system. The hologram flickered to life, showing not the primitive solar system in their intelligence files, but a vastly different reality. Every planet had been transformed. Mars surrounded by orbital rings that dwarfed space stations. Jupiter converted into a massive shipyard, Saturn's rings replaced by geometric megastructures that harvested the gas giant's energy. We've been expanding for 300 years, Captain Chen explained as jaws, mandibles, and other alien mouthparts dropped in shock. 47 star systems and counting. Population now approaching 2 trillion across multiple worlds. Habitats and mobile cities. The display zoomed out further, revealing massive shapes moving through the void, structures so large they defied comprehension. Those are our mobile habitats, Chen continued. Each one houses 50 million citizens and serves as a self-sufficient world ship. We built them because, as you correctly noted, single planets are so limiting. Sexthol stammered, his forearms gesticulating wildly. But our scans, the intelligence reports, showed you exactly what we wanted you to see. Captain Chen's smile turned predatory. Earth's surface population is 8 billion. The rest of us live elsewhere. Did you think we'd show our true capabilities to unknown alien civilizations? That would be tactically unsound. The hologram shifted again, revealing something that made the entire council chamber gasp in unison. Ships emerged from behind Jupiter, vessels so massive they cast shadows on the gas giant's surface. Each dreadnought stretched over 1,000 kilometers, bristling with weapons that made the Dominion's reality warpers look like children's toys. The UES Defiance isn't our flagship, Captain Chen said softly. It's a courier ship. We thought it would be more diplomatic than arriving in the UES Terra's Vengeance. She gestured to the largest vessel in the display, a mobile fortress the size of a small moon. Though I suppose even that would be considered a scout ship compared to our stellar siege platforms. The chamber erupted in panicked chatter as species that had dominated the galaxy for millennia suddenly realized they were no longer apex predators. The question now, Captain Chen said, raising her voice above the chaos, is whether the Galactic Council would like humanity as an ally, or if you'd prefer to learn why we named our ships what we did. Sexthol looked at the display showing humanity's true military might. Fleets that could darken stars, weapons that harvested solar energy as ammunition, and worst of all, the calm confidence in the human captain's eyes that suggested even this wasn't their full capability. For the first time in his 1,000-year life, the Dominion ambassador felt small. I believe we may need to reconsider the terms of your membership application, he managed. Captain Chen's smile became genuinely warm. Excellent. Shall we discuss humanity's contributions to galactic peace and prosperity? I have some fascinating proposals for infrastructure development. As she spoke, the display continued showing the true scope of human civilization. Not the inhabitants of a single small world, but the children of Earth who had grown to claim the stars themselves, and who had learned that sometimes the best way to make friends was to first ensure you could survive making enemies. The galaxy would never underestimate humanity again.